let's talk about young people. I want you to listen to this guy. He makes a good point to this little, I guess, Indian woman, Ling Ling, Kamala Harris' sister. He makes an interesting point of why men are staying single for good. I don't know his name because they did not give him credit, but the page that he's on is not him. Pearl's reviewing it, so people just screenshot it or screen recorded and post it on their page. All right, but let's see what this guy has to say here.
Can't chase women down, not because I'm better than them or I have an ego. It's for my own mental health. We're in a new age, right, where women have hyperabundance, meaning that they don't see guys as like, we're like fourth. I think for Zoomer women, we're like seventh most important. And for women past the wall, we're like fourth most important priority, right? We're not as important as we think we are to women, right? If women do not show me that they don't care about being in relationships, right, then why would I chase them down? I've had women that, offer to take care of my puppy, right? Almost lose him, almost get him killed, and then hand him over to me and say, hey, sorry about your dog, and then laugh and say, I can't see you anymore. I'm seeing another guy. And then a week before that, we were holding hands at a coffee shop. A lot of men are trying their best and have tried their whole lives to be in the top so they can get a wife and kids. And guess what? Women still are not asking for relationships. I can promise you, you can't see this, and I don't blame you because you don't date women, right? But I can promise you, most men are feeling this kind of phenomenon where it isn't until they absolutely have to. Women will not settle. We created this. We are the ones that throw money at women. We create gold diggers. We create whatever, right? Because we create them. I can't chase women down, not because.
Damn, what? Where's she at? She zooted. Damn, she like.
What kind of fuck you give me?
All right, she zooted, man. She in La La Land. And this does speak to the issue, the core issue. He said Zoomers, which are Gen Z, younger millennials in that category. Again, old people stand down and stand back. What he's saying is for people in my generation, for women, men that want to be marriage minded and have kids, which there's not a lot. Admittedly, there's not a lot. There's a lot of lonely guys. There's a lot of guys that want relationships and companionships. They're just not in position. They don't have the finances. They don't have the life. They don't have the car. They don't have, they're just not ready yet, but they want these things. They're saying they're 7th, 8th in importance, even in a relationship. Now, let's take this back for people that want to understand. Remember this woman, this sister? She was talking about what men want. They want to believe that they're a priority. They want to believe that the woman is down for her. They want to believe this. And she's saying as an older woman, hey, women, you got to make sure that you serve that point. This woman was saying something similar, balls in a jar. This woman's finding out, yeah. But this guy is saying, when I date, of course, take a look at the guy. He don't look like a Chad or Tyrone. When I'm in a relationship, I'm 7th in importance to her girlfriends, her travel, her girls' nights out, whatever, her job, her pets, her past relationships, her parents. This tends to push the man all the way down in terms of priority. But she wants that guy available. Okay, when, I always say she has you on a mantle. She wants to be able to go to brunches with her friends and her girlfriends and go on girls' trips and have a life and Instagram. And I don't fault them for this. I'm just saying this is the reality. Very few times does this woman put him as the priority. You're just another part because she has to work and she has goals and dreams and ambition. You're secondary to that, if not all the way at the bottom. And here's some news. Even when you're married, you're the same way. Yeah, her rotation. So even when you get married, unfortunately, it doesn't change. It gets worse. The dog, the cat, the fucking lizard, the pet dragon, whatever it is, the kids, her family, you are not the importance, the priority. There was a time where you were. And so this is where older people come in. But today, for women, they have way more things to do in this world than to be under the wing of a guy. This is our reality today. Women have way more options than they did before. They have their social media presence, even their commentary on social media as contributors to the toxic comments in the comment section. You way down the list. You're way down the list of relevance. And this is where young men are saying, well, what's the point? This is what this woman was saying. What's the point? This guy is saying, what is the point? He said, now when we get married, then I'm fourth in importance. Now, for people who are saying, well, men gonna have to figure out, okay, I get what you're saying here. I'm not arguing what men should figure out. They're gonna have to figure out that women are different now. Okay, I understand that. But what you're gonna find is that less men are gonna figure it out. They're gonna be less willing to, and they don't see why they should figure it out. They don't see why. Like, what is the point then? Is the juice worth the squeeze? And I'm taking a very calculated, really big risk to try to chance it and figure it out. I'll just stay single. It's not that they hate women. They just don't realize, they just don't understand why they're seventh in importance or fourth. In a long-term relationship, fourth. Oh, and here's the thing about it. Take a look at the woman's response here. I'll play his clip again. She don't give a fuck. She don't care. And that is where, again, the guys are like, well, these women don't care. Obviously, the things that they have, other things in their lives that put their priority more than you, ahead of you, they have those things to reach to. She's 27. She's like, I don't give a fuck about that. Or you. Or your dry dick. Or your lack of women. Or your lack of game. Whatever it is. She don't care. Why? Because she's in a good position. All right. She's in a good position. She's a 3 or a 4. All right. And she probably got a nice little body. She can go anywhere, command attention. She got options. She's got options in life and big goals and dreams. And you will lame to her. She don't care. She could care less about your struggle and your belief. All right. She don't give a fuck about your struggles. That's what guys have to understand. She could care less. Because she could get Tyrone in there to be throttling this real quick. Or she could be on Seeking Arrangements by the night, getting a bind fix. She don't care. She don't care that you're not in position. She don't care that you're not at the finish line. She don't care about your feelings. She can give a rat's ass. That's the reality of today's marketplace. Plus, she's more dedicated to her therapist than you. In fact, if a woman has a therapist, I want you to listen to me. That therapist has more weight in your relationship than you do. Y'all don't want to talk about that. We'll talk about it later. But her therapist has more weight in your relationship than you. She has more pull. So does her boss, her manager, her daddy, her sugar daddy, her ex-boyfriend, her baby daddy, her girlfriends, her dog. They have way more weight and pull in a relationship, especially when you don't have leverage. As Uncle Earl was saying, you ain't got leverage, you ain't got a fistful of 20s or big head hundreds. Uncle Earl said, good luck. Okay. Even this guy knows he up shit's creek. Yep. Her friends, her single friends too, her female coworkers got way more pull than you do when you got nothing but a heart and all of this shit. Can you get a girlfriend in today's days? Yep. But you're going to be 7th on the list. Yeah, a lot of guys, you guys see these guys. Oh, they got a girlfriend, coach. He's 7th on her list of shit to do. And when it comes down to doing shit for him, this is how she looks at him. Tell me I ain't lying. This is how she looks at him. After about a year, 2 years into that relationship, when he's ready to get his dick sucked and his balls licked, she looks at him like this.
There's barbecue in there.
I'm going to tell you this. This is the truth. And if she does happen to lay down and submit, she going to lay there like a Carl's Jr. star and let him get it over with. You're going to huff and puff and push and shove and get you a 2-minute nut, and then that's it. She gonna get up and go back to her phone or her goddamn Netflix. All right, if she does. It's going to be a hurry up quickie, and it's going to be a stinking ass room real quick. That room going to be stinking. You're going to be like, damn, you didn't even shower and wash that thing out before I came out there. You don't have the leverage. You just a companion for her.
Because I'm better than them, or I have an ego, is for my own mental health. We're in a new age, right, where women have hyperabundance, meaning that they don't see guys as like, we're like fourth. I think for Zoomer women, we're like seventh most important. And for women past the wall, we're like fourth most important priority.
And so what'll happen is, once she gets done riding the carousel, if you will, or hits the wall, as he says, anybody know this guy's name? Let's give him some credit. Once that happens, then she'll push you up in importance. Oh, I value relationships. And I really like, this will be her 20th relationship, her 50th body. All right, so this is when the old people come into the conversation. Not me, coach. I'm 35. Then you going to tell me as a 35-year-old woman what you do and how you do relationships. Were you like that when you were 22? Were you like that when you were this woman?
Compared to his 2000. But I'm sitting here thinking to myself, like, this nigga has never gotten my hair done. He's never paid for my nails. He's never even took me nowhere.
See, you weren't like that when you were 22, but now you 38, and you're like,
and that's you.
Oh, I want them important, coach. I want them. I'm 35. I'm marriage minded. I'm ready to get married. But when you were 22, you were this woman out here. He ain't never took me nowhere. He ain't never bought me nothing. And he keeps skeeting down the back of my ear. All right. And guess what? You stay with him for 1, 2, 5, 10 years to try to make it work and beg him to do something. Then you come out here brand new, knowing your worth.
And that's you.
And then you're going to put him fourth. Tell me I'm not lying. You're going to put him fourth. All right. In terms of importance, I'll see you when I see you going to work. Then I got obligation with my sorority girls or having to get together. And again, my point is women need lives too. I think for guys, when you don't have much, all you want is that woman. Listen to me. When you don't have much, this is what this woman was saying right here. When you have nothing but your heart and Johnson & Johnson between your legs, all you want is that woman. You want to be around her. You want to smell on her. You want to touch her. You want to do things with her. Back in the day, in the 90s, women used to want that because they didn't have as much shit going on out there. Their income was supplementary. Lifestyle ends, reputation. They just had a whole bunch. A woman could want that too. So when you have nothing, you have no hobbies, no interest, no money, and you just got a heart, you're going to come out here and you just want to be around that woman. That woman is your comfort. Not saying you're taking care of her at all. Many times you're not taking care of her. You just there. That's your pillow pet. All right. And you want to have sex with her and touch on her. Today, that ain't enough. That's not it. Women got vacations to achieve. They got to level up. They got careers. They got education. They got a whole bunch of things they can do other than sitting up under you. So as a result, men are finding it hard going, what's the point then? If I'm going to just be pulled off the, if I'm going to be Mickey Mantle, put off the ear, and now you're the pillow pet. Men are the new pillow pets. And women would rather not have that guy until she needs him, and she'd rather go out there and see what's out there. Even if she is bored, even if she doesn't have anything to do, she'd rather stay single than to be with you and her be your pillow pet.
Right? We're not as important as we think we are to women, right? If women do not show me that they don't care about being in relationships, right?
Look at her face. This is how women look. By the way, my point is this. Men, the women in your generation are not your women. Despite conventional wisdom telling you that's the case. People will say, oh, coach, people get married around the same age group. Right? And I'm saying, so what? People also have sexist marriages. People also have marriages where his balls are in a jar. You know why? And this is why. I'm telling y'all a lot. This might make sense. It might not. Women look at men from their own generation. I don't care if she's young or old, as their equal. I'll say it again. Women look at men from their own generation as their equal. Men that are older than them, there's a power dynamic that she cannot overcome. This is why you always hear about grooming and power dynamics. You know why? Because she don't have the power. But with a man her age, she sees you as your equal. Many times she sees you as she's better than you. She sees you as she's better than you. Let me show you an example. Oh, that's not the example I wanted to show you. She's better than you. She got more options, more potential. She's had some more experiences. She'll tell you she traveled to 15 countries. You ain't been out of the country. She'll tell you she been to all these fantastic restaurants. You've been to none. She'll tell you she been on a boat and a yacht. You've been on none. This is why they call it partnership, equal. She sees herself as equal or better than you, especially if she's attractive or semi-attractive and you a goofy ass ninja with big buck teeth. She's better than you. So this is where the dynamic completely shifts. Soon as you're older and got more money and more stability, you're a good option for her, but she's concerned about the power dynamic. Oh, there's a power dynamic. Why? She don't have the power. She has power, but she don't have the power. So that's why women tend to avoid those relationships, not because the guy's older, but he has more power. When she goes with her generation of men, she has the power. That's why she likes it. Not because it's better in her ideal. She just has more power. Period. Period. That's why she looks at this ninja like, yeah, ninja, I wouldn't even give you anything anyway. All right, you're not even a threat to me. I can replace you in seconds. That's a tremendous power. Whereas the guy, if this guy was loaded, he had money, he had a better hair lined up, he wasn't out here begging and pleading to the symphony, she might look at her like, oh shit, I better come in at my best. At your best.
And why would I chase them down? I've had women that, offer to take care of my puppy.
This is, yeah, man. I mean, the guy doesn't have leverage. I don't know anything about him. He just doesn't have leverage.
Right? Almost lose him, almost get him killed, and then hand him over to me and say,
yep, she's less than concerned. She don't care.
Hey, sorry about your dog, and then laugh and say, I can't see you anymore. I'm seeing another guy. And then a week before that, we were holding hands at a coffee shop.
Yeah, right here.
A lot of men.
Look at that. She don't give a shit because she could find 10,000 of these guys. She's not in any hurry. I could replace you tomorrow. Where's some money? She need to put some hands on some money.
Are trying their best and have tried their whole lives to be in the top so they can get a wife and kid.
There it is. So men have been fighting upstream to get leverage and options so they could get wife and kid. Now, guys, they'll be like, well, you don't need all that. The majority of men need that. The majority of men are these guys. I mean, have you been outside, guys? Have you been outside, men? Where was I at yesterday? I was somewhere and I could not. I was looking at so many goofy men. I couldn't believe it. Where was I? I can't even remember. All right, I went somewhere to I went to, there's an outdoor mall here in Nevada. I'm walking around and so many goofy men. So many men that don't know themselves. They don't have abundance. They still live with their mama and daddy. They're definitely not presenting the best option that they possibly can be. They certainly not are in shape. They're not in shape. Certainly probably dealing with some mental health issues or some spectrum autism shit. Like, I was looking around, I was like, man, these dudes ain't ready for nothing, bruh. They ain't ready for shit out here. They ain't ready for war. They ain't ready for a spitball fight out here. These ninjas is soft around the belly. I'm like, boy, these motherfuckers is in trouble. out here, and they trying to deal with the women I'm dealing with. That's why I'm pushing 24-year-old women's inside today esophagus, because these are 24-year-old men, and they ain't nowhere near ready. Ain't nowhere near ready. They're not ready for this shit. Most men are average to below average. Ain't ready. And if they get with a girl, if this guy got with this girl, this ninja's in trouble. This is a sinking ship. But they will see each other, and he'll touch on her and this and that, and yeah, she'll be out in seconds. I mean, I'm like, holy mackerel. So this is where guys are. Gen Z men are the new women, and they are begging women to compete with the amount of attention this woman can get. And yeah, she been sugar daddied out. Definitely got the 1,000 cocks there. She been drugged out and partied out. Met with this other woman. She was 22, and she was like, I just moved to Vegas. I'm like, what you doing? She's like, I'm ready to go party. Guys, I folded her ass up, just to let you know. Big head hundreds right out the door. All right. But here's the problem. A guy her age can't compete. And he would be severely intimidated by a woman like that. 22, ready to be out here in these streets. She don't give a fuck. She like, I'm out.
In these streets?
I'm outside. I'm young. I'm dumb. I'm full of fun. So he wants some attention from this woman, but he got to watch me fold her up on the side. She got and get dominated.
I like to get dominated.
Now, by the time she turned 32, she going to be singing a different song. She going to be like,
And that's you.
right? She going to be singing a different song. Then she going to find this guy. Hey, you're 32. I'm 32. We make a wonderful power couple. It's just a disadvantage for the guys. He says, they lost. They're lost. I mean, they're lost in a game that we didn't have to play. Gen X men, we thought it was bad. We didn't have to play this game that Gen Z's playing. Right? Okay. Most of us haven't had to play this game that these men are playing. Nope.
And guess what? Women still are not asking for relationships. I can promise you. You can't see this, and I don't blame you because you don't date women, right? But
she don't care. Neither.
I can promise you, most men are feeling this.
Look at this
kind of phenomenon where it isn't until.
Look at her. She done. It isn't until when
they absolutely have to.
Yep.
Women will not settle.
Dude, listen. Women do not settle unless that's the last option. That's the last option. Even if she does get into a relationship, that don't mean he's first in that relationship. Not by any means. Not at all. That doesn't mean he's winning. He just got a girl. That's better than a lot of guys. But at this particular point, men are in a situation where they're like, if it's not this, I don't want it. The majority of women, they may want a relationship, but you're 7th, 8th in priority. Even if you're an older guy and dating younger women, you certainly are back in the priority of things she has to do. And you won't hear hide nor hair from this woman on Friday or Saturday. Only Sunday, all the way through maybe at the end of the month or the beginning of the next month. That's when you start hearing from these bitches, all right? Because then it's get them daddy season. All right, unfortunately, this is why men are staying single for good. I believe so. Put your point in your commentary in this post. Let's get on to the super chats here because we're about to close up shop. I'm going to have a massage here